There is an animal on Earth that can regrow its brain, its heart, its spinal cord, its eyes. It can do this perfectly, without scars, as many times as you cut it. It reaches sexual maturity while still looking like a baby. It has the largest genome of any animal ever sequenced, 10 times larger than yours. And in the wild, there may be fewer than 1,000 of them left. This is the axolotl, and by every rule of evolution, it shouldn't exist. But it does, and the reason why might just change medicine forever. Ambystoma mexicanum, the axolotl. To the Aztecs, it was the water monster, atl meaning water, xolotl named after the shape-shifting god of death and transformation. According to legend, when the gods demanded sacrifice to set the sun and moon in motion, the god Xolotl tried to escape by transforming into corn, then an agave plant, and finally, an axolotl. He was caught, sacrificed, and his spirit lives on in every axolotl that swims today. But the axolotl's real superpower isn't mythology, it's neoteny. Most amphibians follow a simple script: egg, tadpole, metamorphosis, land-dwelling adult. The tiger salamander, the axolotl's closest relative, undergoes this transformation completely. It loses its external gills, grows lungs, develops eyelids, moves onto land. But the axolotl? It skips the entire second act. The axolotl reaches full sexual maturity, breeds, lives its entire life, while retaining the body of a larva. External gills, dorsal fin, aquatic lifestyle. It is a fully grown adult that never stopped being a baby. And the reason why is a defect in its own brain. Deep in the hypothalamus, a cascade of hormones normally triggers metamorphosis. Thyroid-stimulating hormone, thyroxine. These chemicals tell the body, grow up, leave the water, become an adult. But in the axolotl, this axis is broken. Thyroid hormone levels remain low throughout life. The signal to transform is never sent. The axolotl is trapped in permanent childhood, and evolution decided that was a feature, not a bug. Lake Xochimilco, where axolotls evolved, was a permanent, productive aquatic habitat. Unlike the ephemeral ponds that force tiger salamanders to metamorphose and escape before drying, Xochimilco's waters were stable. There was no evolutionary pressure to grow up, no reason to leave. The axolotl's ancestors found paradise and never grew out of it. Now we arrive at the part that makes scientists lose sleep. If you cut off an axolotl's limb, it doesn't scar. It doesn't form a callus. It grows back, perfectly. Bones, muscles, nerves, blood vessels, all in the right places, all functional. And it can do this not once, but 5 times, 10 times, as many times as you cut it. The process begins within hours of injury. The wound is sealed by epidermal cells. Beneath this wound epithelium, something extraordinary happens. Specialized cells called connective tissue cells, fibroblasts, do something they should never do in an adult animal. They de-differentiate. They turn back the clock. They become stem cell-like again. These de-differentiated cells form a structure called the blastema, a cone-shaped mass of proliferating, undifferentiated cells that knows exactly what was lost. It knows this was an elbow, this was a hand, these were fingers. It has positional memory. And over the following weeks, these cells re-differentiate into bone, muscle, tendon, nerve, rebuilding the limb from the inside out. But here's what makes the axolotl truly alien. It doesn't just regenerate limbs, it regenerates its heart, its liver, its lungs, its spinal cord, its telencephalon, a major part of its brain, its eye lens, its ovaries, its gills, its tail. Name a body part, and the axolotl can probably rebuild it, without scarring, without error, without limit. And the most recent discovery? Connective tissue cells make up 75% of the blastema, far more than scientists ever imagined. When researchers selectively removed these cells, regeneration failed completely. These are not passive bystanders. They are the primary architects of limb reconstruction. Every 3 out of 4 cells in the blastema are connective tissue, the structural glue of your body, turned into master builders. But there is one requirement that cannot be bypassed: nerves. Without nerve input, the blastema will not form. The axolotl's nervous system doesn't just carry signals, it provides molecular factors, neurotrophic factors, that tell the blastema, build, grow, remember what was here. Sever the nerve, and the regeneration stops dead. In 2018, scientists achieved something that had eluded them for decades. They sequenced the axolotl genome, and what they found was staggering. 32 billion base pairs, 10 times larger than the human genome, the largest genome ever sequenced. For years, this massive size confounded researchers. The sheer number of repetitive sequences made assembly impossible. But new sequencing technology finally cracked it, and the genome revealed secrets that no one expected. The gene PAX3, essential for muscle and neural development in almost every vertebrate, including humans, is completely missing from the axolotl genome. Gone. Deleted during evolution. In its place, another gene, PAX7, has expanded and taken over every function PAX3 once performed. The axolotl rewrote its own genetic blueprint. It deleted a gene that should be indispensable and survived. And there's more. Gene regulation in the axolotl occurs over enormous genomic distances, far greater than in other animals. Its chromosomes are packed with extraordinary efficiency during cell division. The axolotl doesn't just have a big genome, it has a genome that operates on rules we don't fully understand. Here is where the axolotl becomes a scientific paradox. If you inject an axolotl with thyroid hormone, thyroxine, it will metamorphose. Its external gills will absorb, its dorsal fin will shrink, its skin will thicken. It will become, for all intents and purposes, a terrestrial salamander. But something critical is lost. Metamorphosed axolotls lose their regenerative superpowers. Their limbs regenerate more slowly, with less fidelity. Their healing time increases. Their lifespan shortens. The very thing that makes axolotls extraordinary, their eternal childhood, is also what makes them immortal repair machines. Growing up, for the axolotl, is a death sentence. Dr. James Monaghan, who has studied axolotls for over 2 decades, discovered something even more remarkable. By adding extra retinoic acid, a signaling molecule, to an axolotl's hand, he could make it grow a duplicated limb. The axolotl's cells listen to chemical cues in ways that human cells have forgotten how to do. If we can find ways of making our fibroblasts listen to these regenerative cues, Monaghan says, then they'll do the rest. They know how to make a limb already because, just like the salamander, they made it during development. The cells in your body have the same potential. They've just forgotten how to listen. But here is the cruelest irony. While millions of axolotls thrive in laboratories and aquariums worldwide, the wild axolotl is disappearing. In 1998, there were 6,000 axolotls per square kilometer in Lake Xochimilco. By 2008, that number had crashed to 100. Today, estimates range from 50 to 1,000 mature individuals. The IUCN lists them as critically endangered. The causes read like a catalogue of human destruction. Urban sprawl from Mexico City drained the lakes. Agricultural runoff poisoned the water with pesticides that kill axolotl embryos. Invasive tilapia and carp, introduced in the 1970s and 80s as a poverty relief project, now make up 95% of the canal biomass, devouring axolotl eggs and juveniles. And when the city's antiquated sewer system floods, raw human waste flushes into Xochimilco. Yet there is hope. Conservation International is reviving the ancient Aztec farming technique of chinampas, floating gardens that filter pollutants and restore aquatic habitat. In 2025, researchers successfully released captive-bred axolotls into restored canals. All survived. Some gained weight. The axolotl that shouldn't exist is teaching us how to save it. The axolotl is a living fossil that outlived the dinosaurs. It is a scientific model that has been studied for over 150 years, longer than flies, longer than worms, longer than mice. It is a pet that has captured the imagination of millions through Minecraft and TikTok. And it is a creature that, by every evolutionary rule, should have grown up, moved onto land, and lost its magic. But it didn't. It stayed in the water. It kept its gills. It kept its superpowers. And in doing so, it became one of the most important animals on Earth for understanding regeneration, aging, and the limits of biology itself. The axolotl shouldn't exist, but it does, and we are all, every human who has ever lost a limb, suffered spinal cord injury, or dreamed of healing without scars, we are all very, very glad it does.